Meg, do you have the cue cards ready? You good in the back? Hi, everyone. So, before I start, I just wanted to quickly address something. I know what you're all wondering. How did Lauren and Austin manage to pull off getting someone as famous as I am at their wedding tonight? You know, I make a point to do a few charity events each year, and so I was in town this weekend, and I figured I'd swing by here tonight if I had some time, so here I am. Just kidding. I couldn't not, Lauren. But in all seriousness, I'd really like to thank everyone for joining us here tonight for what is officially the pregame for when I get married. For those of you... For those of you who don't know me, you must be living under a rock, but my name is Katie. I am the maid of honor, also goes by bitch of honor. I'm really sorry for swearing. Officially the one and only Ademite daughter, and now, again, officially the favorite, and also Lauren's little sister, but when I say little, I mean in age, not in height, because I'm like 5 inches taller and have been since I was 4. So almost a year ago, Lauren asked me to be maid of honor. And again, I know what you're thinking, asked, as if I had any competition. That very night, I began looking at my speech ideas because I love public speaking and may or may not like a little attention. And so I got to searching, and I kept coming across all these speeches where people were rapping, where they were singing and doing some choreography. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, what would make a better remix? Gold Digger by Kanye West or It's Tricky by Run DMC? I'd have to play around with them a little bit, but we'd see. So, well, I wanted to get the DJ's number and start choreographing my routine. Lauren was not exactly amused when I brought this up to her. You see, again, I may or may not mind a little attention, but Lauren, on the other hand, breaks out into hives if she has more than 3 people staring at her at once. So, in an attempt to avoid Lauren going into anaphylactic shock on her wedding day, both my parents and Lauren felt the need to set some guidelines for my speech. First, it was no rapping, no singing, and no dancing. Boring. Second, keep it PG. Okay. And third, but most important, only 2 drinks before the speech. I have no idea where they got the idea from that I needed to be cut off at some point. It's like I get overserved frequently, I don't know. But Mom, Dad, and Lauren, first of all, we all know I don't plan far enough in advance to have choreographed anything, so you're fine there. Second, you know, the whole rating thing, I can't really remember if you said PG or PG-13, but ratings don't really matter, right? Because you see, Dad, you let us watch Austin Powers at age 5, didn't you? And basically at this point, whatever I say is just a reflection of your parenting, so you're totally fine. That's right, Mom. Oh, and last, you know that drink thing you mentioned? Well, just a second. You know what they say, bottoms up. Here we go. Sorry, Dad, I don't really have much embarrassing stuff to say about Lauren like you said I would. You know, as much as I would have liked to stand up here and embarrass Lauren, unfortunately, she has way more dirt on me than I do on her, so out of self-preservation, I'm not going to bring anything up. But when I say Lauren is good at everything, I really do mean that. Like, Lauren has always known what she's wanted and has without a doubt succeeded in getting everything she's wanted and done so almost a little too easily. I mean, within a year of I always brag about this when I talk about you, but within a year of graduating, she bought a house, had 2 dogs, and was engaged. Like, I'm going to be honest, Lauren, thanks a lot for setting the bar high for the rest of us. I mean, poor Mark didn't stand a chance. But Being the generous and kind older sister that I am, I decided to go ahead and assume my role of problem child of the family at a very young age, just to lower the bar for Mark, though. So he had a chance to keep up with Lauren and I, obviously. It wasn't anything I was doing. So aside from being good at everything, Lauren was a very supportive and very encouraging older sister. It was almost like having a personal cheerleader. So whether she was screaming up the stairs at me before school started, telling me I needed to wake up earlier if I was going to spend 30 minutes doing my hair. Apparently not everyone likes to get to school 30 seconds before it starts. Or if it was her telling me I was being a baby and needed to suck it up when I had walking pneumonia and was having trouble breathing at basketball practice. Lauren always makes a point to constantly push me to be a better version of myself. You know, she must have learned those cheerleading skills from my dad cheering for us at our games all those years. Now, Austin, I gotta be honest here. I never wanted a brother. But my parents decided to betray me at the very young age of 2 when they accidentally had Mark. But Austin, don't worry. I wouldn't want anyone else but you to be the second brother I never wanted. In all seriousness, though, I genuinely couldn't pick a better guy than Austin for my sister. I mean, Austin's one of those people where if you don't like Austin, then you clearly must not like yourself. Because, like, he's probably the kindest, most generous, and patient person ever, clearly, if he puts up with Lauren, that I've ever met in my whole life. Like, I really have no complaining about Austin. Like, I genuinely regularly tell people he's perfect, but... You know, I like to complain on occasion, too. But if I had to pick one thing about Austin that's maybe not so perfect, is that you're not exactly the best at first impressions. So the first time Austin came over, I actually thought he was breaking into our house because he was walking through the front yard in all black and a ski mask. But once we got past that initial first impression of criminal, he's been like a big brother to me ever since. Throughout their whole relationship, he's done all the things for me that an older brother should do for a younger sister. I mean, he brought me to my first college party while I was still a junior in high school, against Lauren's wishes. He made sure I had the proper documentation to go to TIFFs for the first time when freshman year rolled around. And he brought Meg and I to O'Gara, shout out to the O'Garas, they're here, for the first time when her and I hadn't been before. But you know, having Austin as an older brother really does have quite the list of perks, but nothing really tops it like his love and knowledge of cars. You know, it's really comforting knowing that I have someone to call before my parents that can tell me just how much damage I did when I accidentally drive my car into a pole in a parking lot. Hint, it was $10,000. Whoops. So I really wanted to get up here and give Lauren and Austin some relationship advice, but since I'm single and just moved back in with my parents, not sure how qualified I am to do that, but I'm going to go for it anyways. So I have some advice for each of you individually. Austin, 2 of Lauren's favorite things are being right and getting her way. You're far better off just accepting now that what you think you want is what Lauren wants. I promise you'll fight way less. Oh, Lauren, get ready for this one. So you know that saying, honesty is the best policy? Do you? Yeah. Well, now that you're married, if you're planning on sharing a bank account, it's probably time to be honest and admit to Austin how much your hair extensions have actually been costing before he sees a number pop up in your bank account on his own. So, the one other thing I hear about successful relationships is that they require a healthy balance between two people, two people who really complement each other. And as I've been up close and personal to their relationship for almost a decade now, I really can testify to the fact that they complement each other in the best ways possible. For example, Lauren loves to boss Austin around, and Austin loves to be bossed around by Lauren. Austin, on the other hand, is really good at disciplining their dogs, Hudson and Finn, but Lauren's really good at giving them treats. So I'd like everyone to raise their glasses. Without further ado, I'd just like to apologize for anything I do later tonight. And for those of you who haven't been to an Ademite party before, I highly recommend putting your big girl or big boy pants on because we do not take our celebrating lightly around here. So, to Lauren and Austin, I love you both so much, and I could not have imagined any two better people to be my older siblings for the past 9 years, and can't wait to see how you guys grow throughout the rest of your marriage. Cheers!